Bill Gates, one of the richest men on Earth, owns less than 1% of Microsoft today. That tiny piece is still worth many billions of dollars. But how did he get so rich from this company he helped start? It was not from special trading skills or secret market moves. It was from one simple rule, a rule so basic many people miss it. He became rich because of what he did not do with his company shares. He simply held on to them. He held them for a very, very long time. This is the story of how that simple decision changed his life and the world. The story starts in the early 1970s. Two young friends, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, loved computers. They saw a future where computers would be in every home, not just in big offices. Most people thought this was a crazy idea. Computers back then were huge machines, very expensive and hard to use, but Bill and Paul believed in their dream. They wanted to make software, the instructions that tell a computer what to do. In 1975, they officially started their company, Microsoft. They set up their first office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The first big product they made was a type of computer language called BASIC, for an early personal computer called the Altair 8800. This was just the beginning of their plan to put software on every machine. Microsoft got its first big break with IBM, a very large computer company. IBM was making a new personal computer, the IBM PC. They needed an operating system, the main software that makes the computer work. Bill Gates and Paul Allen made a deal with IBM. Microsoft would provide the operating system. This software was called MS-DOS. This deal was a huge step. It meant Microsoft software would be on many new computers. The company quickly grew, moving its main office to Redmond, Washington. As more people bought personal computers, Microsoft's products became more important. They developed new software like Microsoft Word and Excel, programs for writing and doing numbers. The company was getting bigger, but it was still a private company. Only Bill, Paul, and a few early employees owned parts of it. Then came a big moment in 1986. Microsoft decided to go public. This is called an initial public offering, or IPO. Going public means selling parts of the company, called shares or stock, to regular people and other businesses. It's how companies get a lot of money to grow even faster. On the day of the IPO, Microsoft sold its first shares for $21 each. Bill Gates owned a huge number of these shares. He was already a millionaire on that day. Many people who own a lot of shares when a company goes public sell some of them right away. They want to take their quick profit, their fast money. But Bill Gates did something different. He kept almost all of his shares. This was his big move, the core of his rule. He believed in Microsoft's future, so he did not sell. How did this simple decision work? It worked because of something called compounding. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It gets bigger and bigger. When you own shares in a company that grows, the value of those shares also grows. Microsoft grew at an amazing speed. They launched Windows, a new operating system with a friendly picture-based screen, not just text. People loved it. Windows quickly became the main operating system for personal computers all over the world. Then came Microsoft Office, a set of programs like Word and Excel, which became standard in homes and businesses. As Microsoft sold more copies of Windows and Office, its profits went up. This made the company more valuable, and when a company gets more valuable, its share price goes up. Bill Gates also saw the company split its stock many times. A stock split means one share becomes two or more shares, but the total value you own stays the same. It's like getting two $5 bills instead of one $10 bill. It makes shares easier to buy and sell. But the important thing was, Bill Gates kept adding to his shares, not selling them. He let the snowball roll. By the late 1990s, Microsoft was a giant. Windows was on almost every computer. Microsoft's share price had gone up many times since its IPO. Bill Gates, because he held on to his shares, became the richest man in the world. His personal wealth, tied mostly to Microsoft stock, reached tens of billions of dollars. At its peak, his stake in Microsoft was worth an incredible amount of money. He could have sold his shares at any time for huge sums, but he did not. He continued to lead Microsoft, pushing new ideas and products. He saw the company through its biggest successes, like the launch of Windows 95, which was a massive event, almost like a holiday. Millions of copies sold very fast. This was the peak of his wealth building from the one stock market rule: buy into a great company and hold those shares through its massive growth. But even for the richest man, there were hidden problems. Having so much of his wealth in just one company was risky. What if Microsoft failed? What if a new technology came along and replaced Windows? Also, Microsoft faced big legal problems. Governments in the United States and Europe said Microsoft was too powerful and tried to stop other companies from competing. These were called antitrust lawsuits. The lawsuits made the company's future seem less clear. There were also big changes in the world of technology, like the rise of the Internet. Many people wondered if Microsoft could keep its lead. These concerns put pressure on the company's share price and on Bill Gates' wealth. People around him probably suggested he should sell more shares and put his money into different companies to be safer. This idea is called diversifying. It means not keeping all your eggs in one basket. Then came the new millennium, and Bill Gates started to change his focus. In 2000, he stepped down as CEO of Microsoft to spend more time on something else, giving his money away. He and his wife, Melinda, started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This foundation works to fight poverty, improve health, and make education better around the world. To fund this massive work, Bill Gates began to slowly sell his Microsoft shares. It was not a fast sell-off, but a steady release over many years. He knew that the foundation needed lots of money to do its work, so he slowly reduced his ownership in Microsoft. It was a huge change from the rule that made him rich, holding onto shares. Now, he was selling them, but for a different purpose, for good causes. This process took many years and involved careful planning. Today, Bill Gates has sold most of his Microsoft shares. He owns less than 1% of the company now. His wealth is no longer tied mostly to Microsoft stock. Instead, his money is in many different investments, managed by a company called Cascade Investment. He is still one of the world's richest people. But the core lesson remains clear. The rule that made Bill Gates incredibly rich was simple: invest in a company you truly believe in, a company with strong growth, and then, most importantly, hold on to those shares for a very long time. Let the value grow, let the shares split, and do not sell early. That simple, powerful rule helped create one of the biggest fortunes in history.